Estamos conversando agora com Alan Frew, Sam Reid da banda Glass Tiger, mais de 7 milhões de discos vendidos no mundo. E vamos falar do disco novo desses caras, velho. Você tem muita coisa nova aqui. Tá curtindo? Inscreva-se. Curtiu? Dê o like pra gente, que é importante pra caramba. E você, artista, ou de repente tem um projeto super legal, entre em contato conosco aqui. As menções estão aqui embaixo, é só você ligar aqui embaixo, me contacta e vem participar do nosso podcast. Agora, em inglês, because Alan and Sam, so much thank you. It's a pleasure having Glass Tiger, one of the biggest band from Canada and around the world, here in our podcast.
Pleasure.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks so much. And we are going to start talking about the last 3 albums from you. I will begin with the 31, okay? The 31, you guys played so many songs that the fans recognize. Someday, My Town, Thin Red Light, but in a new version. And I was following your fans around the world, some comments. Some people love it. I just love to listen to Someday. It was so fresh. It was so new. But some people will say, I prefer the old one. Why did you guys try to do that? Sometimes it's good, refreshing. It's good trying something new.
Well, we had arranged, like Sam and I had talked, and we knew that it was going to be our anniversary, our 30th anniversary. And we were all excited to do a new album when I had a stroke.
Yes.
I had a stroke. And it took the entire year of that for me to recover. And as part of the recovery, our friend and co-producer, Sam was a producer, and our friend, Johnny Reid, was a co-producer with Sam. Johnny had spoken to me about some new stuff, and I didn't really have the strength to do the writing and the creating of new stuff. So Johnny had this idea as part of the recovery. Why not take these beautiful songs and just give them a refreshing take on life?
Sure.
As you get a refreshing take on life, Alan, as you recover from the stroke. And you don't have to write and create, and you just have to let these new versions emanate from you. And Sam agreed, and so that's why we, as part of my recovery and part of our recovery to start working after my stroke, we did an album of songs that didn't require any writing; it just required new takes on it.
Great. And I think on that album there are also some new songs. Maybe I'm wrong, but there's a song that I was reading the lyrics. I really fell in love with the lyrics. Healing Hands. That is a new one, right?
No.
It's an old one. Oh my gosh.
No. Sam and I wrote Healing Hands with a friend and guitar player called Jim Cregan. And we wrote it for a solo album that I did.
Whoa.
And so as part of this recovery, Johnny and Sam talked, and they thought it would be a good idea to make Healing Hands part of the equation. And so we did it.
Oh, so all the 31, and this is something that the Brazilian fans, because there are some guys here, they listen and say, oh, Leandro, you're going to talk to Glass Tiger? I said, yeah, I'm going to talk to them. And they are asking, before it was easier to find your records here. Now it's much more difficult, I think, because after those digital time, it's easier to listen to you guys on the mainstream than buying the records. But after the 31 came the 33. The EP, okay? On the EP, there's a song. I don't know if I'm going to pronounce it correctly because I think it's Scottish. I don't know what is that. Why your family? Something like that. Jesus Christ. I think it's easier to drink a Scottish drink here than speaking. Did I pronunciate it correctly?
No, yeah, Sam, you
Oh,
go ahead.
Well, it is Scottish, so Alan should be answering this question. But yeah, way your family, and if it
way.
sounds better, Alan's Scottish accent, but I have a Scottish mother-in-law, so I understand Scottish,
Oh,
and with the accent, it just means we're your family. And again,
where?
it's that feeling that we're, at this point in our career, we've been together for so many years. Our family extends to our home family, but our family is also our road family, which includes the other musicians, includes our crew members, and we've been doing this a very, very long time. So we are surrounded by great people, and where your family celebrates, looking back at how fortunate we are to still be touring and playing and writing music, and that's where that song came from.
Okay, so I will try my best. I will start practicing Scottish. Okay, Alan. So let's do that. And there's another song that I just fell in love because I think that there's something in your music from Glass Tiger that really touches me a lot. The melody, the way that the lyrics they fit in, and this is your life is something, guys. I think like I really love my town. I really love all those old songs, but this is your life is something. I showed the song to some guys here that play. They have radio station. I said, guys, this is a playable song. This is a hit maker, and I think this song is a little bit about what happened to Alan. Is that correct?
I'll
I,
let
I,
Alan.
I guess so. I didn't do it consciously, but um, I presume that I subconsciously in my mind I had gone through the stroke and the recovery, and when This Is Your Life was forming and we were creating it, I think subconsciously the idea that this is it, guys. This is how real it gets. We're all just one stroke, one accident, one mistake, whatever it is, away from uh, from not having this opportunity to share our lives together. So you have to embrace it. I know that the fans love the song. Sam and I have talked about it with management. We know that had we done this song 20 years ago, it would have been a massive, massive hit. But in this digital age, it's a little bit different, but we're still very proud of it, and we love performing it.
Yeah, and this is something that I'm really, really curious about because uh, though the band, in my conception, is a worldwide, very, very well-known band, you guys do not tour much outside Canada. I was trying to find here. I never I think that you never came to Brazil or South America, right?
No.
No.
That's oh, and any chance right now, a worldwide final tour, or you think no, we still have like 10 or 20 more years to go.
Sam?
Well, yeah. Well. By the sounds of it, you said sometimes the albums are, you can find them digitally, but they're hard to find physically. So I
Yes.
think maybe we should come to Brazil with some albums. I think maybe, and we could personally bring some albums to Brazil and play some shows. And I think we would love to do that. We love leaving Canada. It's just a little more difficult to coordinate. And of course, years ago, we got to tour a lot in America, a lot in Europe and Germany and Scandinavia, and some of these more remote areas were always on our to-do list. We have a list. Brazil is on there. We never made it to Australia, and it's and it would be lovely one day, and even like I said, we would come there in a heartbeat if we could put something together. Or if somebody wants to reach out and invite us to a show, we'll come and do it.
Great.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I mean, the fans, we get asked all the time, like even, someone in Illinois or in Vermont or in Chicago, they'll say, hey, why don't you guys come play? And the irony is that we would love to. I mean, this band would love to come to Brazil and play. The reality is the fact that we're not U2, we're not the Rolling Stones. So for us to come all the way to Brazil to do perhaps a club, it's a lot. It takes a lot to coordinate it.
Yes.
It's incredibly expensive. But we would love nothing more. So, for example, if a radio station in Brazil was to work with us and say, hey guys, we'll do this one show, we'll present it, we'll bring you down, the band would gladly come down and do something like that. But to try and coordinate it as a tour, it's very, very difficult.
Yeah, and there's something that I was when I wanted right here to thank Kimberly. Thank you so much because all the help. And I was watching some of your videos and latest concerts. There's so much power, there's so much energy, there's so much life on concert when you put up a show. And there is something that I always say to people that I love bands that they sometimes they perform better live than on records. And even if you had a stroke, Alan, guys, you're sounding like 1990s. Come on, what is that?
Sam actually does all the vocals. I just fake it.
Okay, lip sync.
No chance.
No, we're very fortunate. I am very fortunate that my recovery from my stroke didn't take my voice away. I think Sam and I would probably agree that maybe it even touched me in a way that it's given me even a little more passion to my voice live. And touch wood here on this table. Okay. We've got several years left yet to do this.
Yeah, and that brings me to one more question. And the latest album, I think not the latest because it was from 2020. It is all about Christmas songs. I was whoa. This is so different. I love it to listen to. Of course, at the end of the year, at my Christmas, I'm going to play a lot of the Glass Tiger. It's a very good excuse to play rock and roll during the night. But why that project? This is so different from whatever you guys did.
Sam?
Well, I will tell you that the concept, the idea, and the willingness to do a Christmas album has been with us since the early 80s, and we've just never been able to figure it out. In the early 80s, the record company would often ask us, or hint, you guys should put out a Christmas or a holiday album. And, we always thought about it. I think we maybe we take a couple of runs at it from time to time, and we just couldn't be comfortable doing it. We were never happy with the because at one point it was cover songs. So we were trying to play traditional, holiday Christmas music. And honestly, it's a very difficult task because a lot of the Christmas holiday songs, first of all, they've been done a million times over by a lot of wonderful artists. And it's very difficult to do new versions of songs that people already love. So that's a task. And it just didn't feel right. So during COVID, we were trying to do something creative, and I had said to Alan, I think maybe since we're off the road and we're in the studio here, why don't we take another look at this from a different aspect, and why don't we take a bunch of our ideas that we have and create Christmas / holiday music in the same way that we would write, Where Your Family. They're all the same kind of message, but we would treat it as a holiday album. And I have to say, other than the one song which was unfortunately Gordon Lightfoot, who just passed away here in Canada. That is the only cover song that we kept on there because we loved it. We loved the song. We love Gordon, and huge respect for the song. And the rest of the record, we ended up writing our own material for. And now I don't know if we'll ever do another holiday album, but I'm pretty happy with that one. And I think from a fan perspective, gave them something unique, very different than we've ever done. In it's taken us 35 years to finish that record.
35 years. So I can maybe I can understand that this latest album from with Christmas songs, it's a gift for your fans and for their family. It's a way of say thank you so much for 35 years. 35. It's a long time. It's a long time. And 35. Any chance of having a special DVD with all the songs that Glass Tiger, all the hits, the new ones, and maybe a new project?
Well, you know, we're writing songs, so I mean, we're definitely, we have a lot, and there's some really cool new material. I think that we're always looking for new projects, and we'll maybe do something where we can let the fans in and do something live where they could tune in. And that would be fun. That's probably the way we would do that, because we've put out greatest hits packages. The record companies put out 3 or 4 of them over the years. So I think for us to be exciting, we do something for the fans, and that would probably be invite them in to see something through you know, YouTube or Facebook or some way that we can bring all the fans together with us and enjoy.
I agree with Sam. It would be fun. It would be fun to do something either in 2 parts or as one long evening where we find a great venue here in Toronto and we perform in sequence the music from basically the 3 classic albums and the 2 albums that you mentioned. I think that would be quite an event to do that.
Yes, it would. It would be something to be registered, and for the fans, something. Yes, Sam.
We will invite you to that. We'll let you know when that happens.
Whoa! Come on, I'm going to be so happy. And also, I will travel to Canada. Okay.
Guys, I've already got an idea in my head right now where we could do it and how it could work out.
Whoa! I'm kind of like right now in a hurry. I just want to see. Okay. And
he's probably talking about doing that from his living room.
Oh yes.
Not quite.
Guys, well, I don't have the words to say thank you to you. Thank you so much for the time, for the opportunity of talking to you. Such a huge band. It's a pleasure and honor, I said before, talking to Alan Frew and to Sam Reid from Glass Tiger. Big band. So happy to know that there is so much to come. It's so glad to know that is everything all right with Alan, with Sam, with the band. So refreshing new projects. Few words, last words to your band, to your fans here in Brazil and South America.
You want to go first, Sam?
You go.
Well, for me, it would just be it's humbling. It's truly humbling that we have fans in South America. The band never ever takes it lightly. We take it here in our heart. I'm sorry we've never played in South America. Never say never. I'm a great believer in that. And if we ever get the chance to come to South America to play live for you, it would be an honor and a pleasure.
Great. Sam, do you have any words?
Well, I have to agree with Alan. I mean, we love new opportunities, and to know that we have fans in Brazil is very, as Alan said, humbling. And we'd like nothing more than find a way to get down there. So call the radio stations and make it happen, and get somebody to invite us for for a show, and we'll try to make it happen. That would be lovely.
Don't worry, because This Is Your Life is already playing on some radios of that I sent to them and say, hey guys, put that on. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye bye. Have a nice day, guys.
All right. Thank you very much. Make sure you send us the link.